Hello and welcome to our very first webinar, which is going to be on social media and sustainability. So we're delighted that you're joining us today. So I'm Elaine, and you may have already met me at previous Bright Green Business events, or you've been in touch through email, or you may have seen me wandering around Princes Street Gardens looking for a dog to pat. That's a story for another day. I have been the Chief Operating Officer at Bright Green Business for 5 months now, and I've worked for Bright Green Business for a total of 3 years. In that time, I've had the great pleasure of working with so many businesses across Scotland that are looking to improve their environmental credibility, and they've been doing fantastic things through either working with us to get their green ticks, EMS systems, or we've had a whole host of interns in organisations across Scotland. So it's been fantastic. And I'd like today to welcome along our fantastic guest speaker, Dane Thompson from Streets Ahead Social. Dane is the Managing Director of Streets Ahead Social and has operated his business for about 1.5 years now. Dane was awarded a degree in Public Relations at Management at Queen Margaret University, and Dane is going to be our agony uncle this afternoon for all things social media. He is an extremely active joint member of both our Mid Lothian and East Lothian Chamber of Commerce and our Bright Green Business Network, and he takes every opportunity to attend networking events and environmental themed events, and he really does wring the life out of his membership, which I would encourage you all to do. He specialises in social media strategy, social media training and social media management. So in short, all things social media, Dane is your person to go to. He has worked with so many of our Bright Green Business Network members and chamber members over the last 1.5 years, and really helped them to improve their social media. So I'm hoping today the tips that he'll give you will help you do the same. Dane also offers free 20 to 30 minutes free consultations. So hopefully at the end we can give you a little bit more details of how you can book your place for that. So with his expertise and hopefully mine, this will be an interesting and informative 30 minutes webinar. So sit down, grab your lunch, and we will try to take you through what is environmental sustainability, how this can be applied to your business, what on earth are the business benefits of being environmentally credible? And Dane will take you through the 5 tips on how you can highlight those environmental efforts and your dedication to all things environment on your social media. There'll also be an opportunity for a Q&A at the end. Okay, so let's get cracking. The term sustainability was created by the United Nations World Commission on Environment and Development. Environmental sustainability is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It involves making decisions and taking actions that are in the interests of protecting the natural world. Environmental sustainability is a really hot topic at present, and research has been conducted from organisations including the NERC to assess the impacts humans are having on our planet. There have been clear evidence that burning of fossil fuels has been one of the factors contributing to global warming. In addition, the unsustainable use of planet resources are contributing to toxic pollutants released into waterways and deforestation. So businesses are growing and expanding all across Scotland, and in general are regarded as the biggest contributors to climate change, yet they can also be in a position where they can make a significant difference. You can make a significant difference. It goes beyond saving energy and recycling, but it's about encouraging businesses to adopt an environmental conscious behaviour and a model that will lead to a sustainable future. For example, through the huge amount of work that's been going on around circular economy within businesses. Okay, so why are we going to be environmentally sustainable? Well, it gives your businesses a head start. It makes you beat your competitors. It can save you money, gives you a competitive edge, and differentiates your business from others. So all great reasons. If your business starts acting now and environmental sustainability becomes increasingly important and regulated, then you have a leading advantage over your competitors. Don't wait till legislation drives you to it. Save money. Medium to long-term monetary savings can happen when you are more environmentally sustainable. So start thinking about making your business more energy efficient, for example, to cut energy costs, or perhaps look at your staff fleet management. It gives you that competitive edge when you're attracting customers and investors. More and more, your customers will look to make sure that you're environmentally ethical before they buy your products and your services. Due to the media, the general public are becoming environmentally aware of this has been highlighted through the huge amount of publicity on single-use plastics. A business that uses single plastics can have a negative impact on your business, for example. So these are just some of the examples of how your business can benefit. And if you're looking at your bottom line, it really does work. So if you're doing all that, how on earth do you show the world that you're doing that? How do you promote that on social media? And it's at this point, Dane will take you through 5 top tips.
Hello.
Hello.
And thank you for welcoming me along today, Elaine. So it's so important that with all that great work that you're doing as a business to be more environmentally sustainable, that you tell the world about it. And also your customers and clients are looking on social media first in a lot of senses before they look at your website. They want to see what other people are saying about you first. And you're having that conversation and doing great things and telling the world about what you're doing great for the environment, then those conversations will be really positive and reflect well on your business. So I've got 5 top tips on how to promote your environmentally sustainable sustainability using social media. And I'm just going to take you right through. So let's kick off with tip number 1. So you can show off your environmental commitments on your cover. This is for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Header, this is for Twitter. And background, this is for LinkedIn photos. And just to give you a bonus tip as well, because I'm asked frequently, what size should they be? How do I do them? You can create them using the software Canva. This is free, and you can do lots of variations in terms of style and look, if you like. And in terms of size, for Facebook, over 80% of us are watching and kind of indulgent and going through Facebook on our mobiles.
Yeah.
So the size for your cover photo there should be 640 pixels times 360 pixels.
Right.
So that's 640 pixels times 360 pixels. That ensures that it's the right size for mobile, and you put your content near the middle so it won't be lost on the edges.
Yeah.
For your Twitter header, the size for this is 1500 pixels times 500 pixels. And again, moving your content into the middle so it's not lost when Twitter does the cut at the end. And for your LinkedIn personal profile, the sizes are 1548 pixels times 396 pixels. And the reason why I'm saying these kind of numbers and the importance is there is nothing kind of worse to look at that if your cover photo is off size, and it kind of spoils the marketing message as well sometimes. So just make sure your sizes are spot on for your covers. And again, Canva can help you do this really
No,
well.
it's something I've definitely got to do. I've not done a background yet on my own personal LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take those tips and I'm going to do that this week.
Canva is, as I said, free, and you can do whatever you like. And for Bright Green Business, definitely you've got a strong marketing message about helping businesses become greener. So making sure that message is there. And if you guys are members at any external environmental companies, just putting them in the sites, just so it doesn't look too busy, but at the same time, so people can see at a glance what it is you do and who you represent and you are aligned with.
That's a great tip and so easy to do.
Yes.
I'm sure we can all do that.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
So tip number 2 is to ensure that your sustainability commitments are mentioned in your About section on your social media profiles. So whether this is your personal LinkedIn profile or even your company Facebook page, you've got an opportunity there to say who you are, what you do, and also what memberships you hold as a business and what causes you align yourself with, because not only do we want to know who you are, what you do, it's almost again at environmental and social level, we kind of want to see where your company is in terms of where our values are as well. And also we're really interested more so what you can do for us. So it's making sure that you're who you are and what you do is being clear and saying, well, we are X and we do this for you, and this is how we make an impact on the world or environmental factors around us. So
that's great. Thank you.
Tip number 2. So tip number 3 is to get involved in social media initiatives such as classic Throwback Thursday. You can use that to celebrate and remind your followers of your past environmental achievements. So whether it be, for example, you have just passed your re-inspection of your BS 8555 green ticks scheme, which I saw there was a great video in it, Elaine, for Bright Green Business.
I'll not tell you how many takes it took to get to that video, but at least it finally arrived.
That was brilliant, and I'm sure it was done on a Thursday as well, wasn't it? Yeah, it was done on a Thursday. So there you go. Thursday's quite a good day in terms of having kind of celebrations with your company. And also you can get involved in other things such as World Environment Day. So that this year is Wednesday the 5th of June for 2019. So essentially you can get involved in initiatives such as Throwback Thursday, World Environmental Day, Environment Day, and just highlight and have some fun with what you're doing.
We've been trying to do that more. You can go online and find out what themed days are happening or themed months, and you can align it to your business. So we have got involved in Pass It On Week, for instance. So we're doing a lot of information about how we're contributing to Pass It On Week, which is driven by Zero Waste Scotland. So it gives us a focus, because sometimes you wonder what on earth you're going to sort of publicise or what you're going to say. But if you hang it on these events, it makes it so much easier.
It does, and it also helps make your social media calendar just fill up a lot quicker, because there is nothing worse if you're staring at your laptop at your computer screen and you're just a bit like, well, nothing much is happening. Those days can be a great filler, if you like, for just telling the world something really fun and interesting that your company or your business is aligned to.
And it's great as well, because you find out what other businesses are doing, and sometimes you might not have heard of a business, but because they're linked into that particular event as well, suddenly you find a kindred spirit, a business that you might want to link in with in future. So it's been really helpful from that point of view.
And what you've just summarised there brilliantly, Elaine, is the fact that that's the power of hashtags as well. So hashtag, I mean, it's the Throwback Thursday hashtag and even World Environment Day hashtag. That essentially, in a simple way, just summarises what it is you're doing and helps it be found online. That's all it is.
It's taken me a while to understand hashtags, but now I do, and I sometimes feel like I go a bit mental with hashtags. Should you restrain yourself with hashtags?
That's a really good question. So what I would say is, in terms of hashtags, are really platform specific. So with LinkedIn, LinkedIn have optimized the hashtags really well. So popular hashtags and good ones to use are small business, networking, social media. And in terms of the use in numbers, I mean, you can use from 4 to 6 on LinkedIn, and depending on what it is you're posting about. Facebook, I would say that it's not really worth hashtagging things up on Facebook per se, because unless it's doubling as an Instagram post, and you can do that. But if it's just a standalone Facebook page post, there's not any real value having lots and lots of hashtags, because they're not going to get found any easier.
No.
But what I'd say Facebook does well in terms of hashtags is if you've got a name for an event. So, for example, you can use Throwback Thursday and World Environment Day. That will help your post get found a wee bit quicker. But any excessive hashtags, I would say, I wouldn't really bother, because Facebook aren't really that optimized for them. Unless, as I say, if you're doubling it for an Instagram post, then definitely. But in terms of Twitter as well, I mean, that's kind of where the hashtag origin was. I'd say that a good rule of thumb with Twitter is no more than 4 hashtags on your posts or your tweets, because it just looks a lot more specific and a lot less spamming if you've got, say, 10 hashtags in your tweet.
I'll maybe have to calm myself with hashtags.
Well, I mean, if hashtags make you happy, Elaine, in a personal capacity, you go on yourself.
All right. Okay, what's tip number 4?
So tip number 4, let's lead on with that. Go on yourself. And that dovetails nicely with going yourself. So you can collaborate with environmentally like-minded businesses. So, for example, Elaine, you and I did a Facebook Live, a social spotlight on Once Upon a Time.
We did.
A couple of months ago.
it gone viral yet?
We're on our.
Brilliant.
To be honest, I think the debate about the bacon roll and what went on the bacon roll was what sold it for people.
Absolutely.
But Facebook Live Q&As are a really fun way to kind of get businesses together and just have a chat. So the focus of our session that day was how businesses can essentially be more environmentally sustainable.
Yeah.
And what's great with this webinar is it's almost a step up. It's basically saying, well, I've told you how you can be. That's how you tell the world on social media about it. So, absolutely. So Facebook Live Q&As, Twitter chats. So it comes back to the hashtags. I mean, for example, World Environment Day may have an organisation that hosts a Twitter chat, get involved with that, and also you've got an opportunity to guest blog as well.
Blogs are something that's of interest to me. We've not done an awful lot of that, but I noticed that some of our members have started doing that, and we've got one particular environmental intern who's been fantastic on doing blogs. And what is the power of blogs, and how would people know that you're doing one, and how do you get a follower to link into your blogs?
That's a really good question. And what I would say is blogs have got a lot of power. So you should see your blogs as a sales tool.
Right.
So essentially blogs are under the content marketing kind of umbrella, if you like. It's basically thinking, it's almost like you're trying to lay a path or build or develop that ideal customer.
Yeah.
You're thinking in advance, right? What are the problems or questions this customer has? And you just kind of signpost, and it's like a roadmap. So think of your blog as a roadmap from first touch by a person right through to a customer. It's that roadmap and those kind of questions along the way that you answer.
Right.
So for example, on the Streets Ahead social side of things, I was thinking, right, so what are the things I'm getting asked at networking events, and what are people asking me in direct messages? So I purposely make sure that I structure my blog around those questions. But one thing I did start was saying, right, how can you get more followers on Twitter, Facebook, right through to how can you handle negative reviews on social media, right through to what do I cover in that 15 to 20 minute consultation. So it's right through thinking that every step that customer has taken, every move that customer makes, they'll be watching it. Pretty much. So it's thinking in advance what questions for the
and you actually start to look forward to those blogs, because the intern that I'm talking about is doing cycling awareness, and so every week there's just a little bit of development of what they've done, and you actually look forward to it. So I think it is a brilliant tool to help your business sort of really paint a picture of what you're doing, and it's a nice manageable chunk. So I think probably a lot more information I'll probably need about blogs, but perhaps that's something that businesses can come and chat to you in a much more detailed way.
Well, I mean, in terms of the social media side, I mean, it's making sure that you've got a nice catchy title for your blog. It's ticking all the boxes. So, I mean, one of the blogs I did recently was 5 top tips for small business owners, 5 top social media tips for small business owners. So it's just right to the point. And again, because I summarised what it is that they were getting from it, and I had a strong call to action at the end, and again, I saw it as a sales tool, it's done really well for Streets Ahead Social in terms of the inquiries.
Did what it said on the tin.
Totally. I mean, that's what I'd say with the blogs, and just to kind of summarise, just making sure your title's there, you've got your keywords, and when I say keywords, I mean back to that roadmap, that customer thinking, right, these are the questions they're asking. How are they asking them? How are they saying them? That's your keywords. That's without complicating things.
Brilliant. Okay, top tip number 5.
So top tip number 5 is create or join a group which has environmentally like-minded businesses in it. So for example, you've got
they could join the Bright Green Business Network, Dane,
couldn't
they? Because that is a group that goes across Scotland for like-minded businesses.
It is. And also, because, I mean, your Bright Green Business Network Scotland group has got something like 800 members.
No, so we want more.
Exactly.
Is that shamelessly plugging that?
No.
It is. So
but just a wee disclaimer there, we want more for you guys, but we want you to participate and get involved as well, because group it's, I mean, I'm saying that, I mean, top tip is definitely create or join a group which has got like-minded businesses in it. It's just, again, with any sort of, that be a chamber or whether that be anybody else, you get what you put into it.
Absolutely. And also just like-minded groups. I think sort of when you go and you're networking, I think social media, you can say, you know, you've been to Business Women in Fife group, whatever, and they've been talking about its theme. And if you promote that out on social media, again, it shows your credibility because you're going to events that are actually speaking your language, isn't it? Your sort of ethos. So that's really important as well.
So that is the top 5 tips.
Fantastic.
I hope you found them useful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand you back over to Elaine to look at the questions. I can see there's some questions that have came in.
There are. So the first question is quite exciting. Our first question, isn't it? Right. It says, you talked about creating a group on social media. What is the best platform for creating a group? Is it Twitter or...
So that's a really good question. Thank you for sending that in. What I would say is you have to think about your business in the first instance. So for example, if you're a B2B, and when I say that, say you are a printer or an ink cartridge provider for business centres, solely business centres across Edinburgh, Lothians and Fife, I would say probably LinkedIn would be more worthwhile time-wise and content-wise to create a group.
Yeah.
But what I would say in conjunction with that is, even though LinkedIn is pushing on groups, they still have a couple of things to optimize for people to get more involved with them. So you can use your personal profile to have those discussions and to have those kind of conversations. And then the group is the next stage where you can say, actually, you've built a bit of following around what you're talking about. Go into the group and you can have more focused discussions. Even if, for example, you hosted like a weekly chat in the group. So it's giving people a reason to join the group and also giving them something exclusive that they can't find anywhere else.
And you could also maybe do warm introductions to that group, couldn't you? You could say, well, I've joined this group or created this group and, I would really like your organisation to take part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. Okay, so I hope that's answered that question. And we've got our second question. Oh, this is great. So it's asking Instagram ? So obviously it's somebody who's not got a clue about Instagram, and I'm one of those really. Rachel, our wonderful intern here who's doing all our social media, has recently tried to get us much more focused, and she's been doing some fantastic, clever things on Instagram. But I'm wondering, I'm with this person, what is the benefit of Instagram environmentally, showing your credibility?
Do you know what? I think that's a really good question because, again, there's no straightforward answer to it. It again relates back to what your organisation is. So if you're B2B, if you're business to business and you're that printer, you provide those cartridges and you're on LinkedIn, LinkedIn's going really well, unless you've got maybe a subsection. So say you're a printer, but you're also vegan, for example.
I know who you're talking about.
So you're also vegan. Instagram can almost be that outlet to have those vegan style conversations. So it goes hand in hand. What I would say in summary is, I wouldn't say Instagram has been the main coffee, and I'd say it has been the sweetener. So it's almost like showing another side of yourself as a business.
More sort of fun side, though, do you think, as well?
Yep, definitely more fun side. It's where if you feel as a business owner, as a business, you want it, if you've got something else to talk about, so back to that printer, the vegan, absolutely, Instagram would be quite a good outlet to build that. But I think to really give some tips or to understand, hone it down, Instagram is a lot more image-led, and if you're a photography business, say you're an ethical photographer, then 100% I would say that's the place for you to be. But just in summary, go back to what it is your business is and think, would my customer or my client be on there? If you're an ethical, say environmentally focused photographer, then If you're a printer but you've got a really niche interest in veganism, or you know that your audience is on Instagram there, go for it. But if you're a social media consultant where your clients are on LinkedIn and Twitter, and your PR channel is your Facebook page, then Instagram's not really worth adding.
Sometimes I think people just feel swamped and think they have to do everything, don't they? And it's just, you're saying pick what's right for your business. Pick what's right for your
business, pick wisely and focus your time.
Fantastic. Right. Well, that almost brings us to the end of our very first webinar. So all that remains to say is thank you everyone for joining us. Part of our thinking today was we have so many members across Scotland and we're trying to look at sustainable travel, and this is a great way for us all to be together and to share our ideas without having to actually travel anywhere. And I hope you've all enjoyed sitting, listening to us and eating your lunch, and please keep speaking with us, keep engaging with us and networking with us. And you can see on the slide there all the different ways, the social media ways, Dane.
Yep, I mean, I've heard it works.
Yes. So they can get in touch with you through Twitter and any form, can't they?
Yep, I mean, with Bright Green Business, they can hit you guys up on Facebook at Bright Green Business. They can get you on Twitter at Shape Greener, and Instagram is an exciting new platform.
It is. So please join us. At the moment, we've not got many people looking at what we're doing on Instagram. So
but that'll change soon.
It will. It will. And similarly, please, if you want to have, I mean, this is just a very quick introduction. If you want to know much more about social media and how your business can really thrive through using that, then please get in touch with Dane at Streets Ahead Social. And again, if you want to know more about how you can increase your environmental sustainability, then please get in touch with us at Bright Green Business. So I think that's about it, Dane.
It really is.
We've done it. We've done it.
We've done it. And a massive thank you to Rachel for organising it all.
Who is pointing at us and just doing a cut action. Yep. So I think that's the end. So that's us. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.